Hey there, we're back in Assetto Corsa again, and we are in a map called Pyynikki. This is a track that follows a layout of an old track that was in the area around the city of Tampere, Finland. I think it opened in 1932, ran motorcycle racing from 1932 to 1939, and from 1946 to 1971. In 62 and 63, there were actual motorcycle racing championships there. From 65 to 67, cars also took part in the racing, and that's kind of weird because this is a very narrow track. It's weird. It's only 3.6 kilometers long, so very short and very narrow through a wooded area. And there's a reason I actually think that this is a really interesting track. So I'll tell you a little bit about that as we get going here. I'm going to put my gloves on, but I came across this again on Assetto World and went and checked it out and couldn't find out a lot of detail in the posting there, so I went on to Overtake and found out some other information, some screenshots, and even a demo drive of the track by the track's author. So check that out. I'll put the link in the description. I'm in my beloved Porsche 356A Speedster, the 1957 model here, because I just like driving it on tracks like this. Now, the reason why I found this track really fascinating is there is, I guess, or was, a racetrack that went through Golden Gate Park in San Francisco back in the same early era, in the 30s or 40s. And of course, Golden Gate Park, beautiful place, wooded area, much like this, little narrow paths as you go through it. And so I could imagine that that racetrack was very similar in nature to this, just really odd, with some interesting corners and difficult to drive through some of the areas. Of course, that track doesn't exist anymore. The remnants of it are long gone. But I would love to see like a historical map of that track be generated in Assetto Corsa. I think that would be super cool. I'm not the guy to do it, I don't think, but it would be a super cool project for somebody to reimagine that historic track, Golden Gate Park, and put that in here. But I imagine it would look a little bit like this. Eventually, I think in 1971, they stopped racing here because of the narrowness of the course, the closeness of the trees, the dangers, obviously, for going faster and faster, and the narrowness of the streets really limits the types of cars that they could race here. I think it was a lot of, like, Morris Minors and Mini Coopers and things of that nature that raced here. And some of these turns are just obscenely odd. And as I said, it's only a 3.6 kilometer course. So not very long at all. But a lot of fun. I don't think I'd want to race here. But for a time trial, maybe not so bad. Like, this is just odd. The author in the video that he actually shares talks about some of the liberties that he took with the track, including removing some speed bumps, thank you, and changing some of the corners just a little bit to be a little bit more manageable. And it's a surprisingly difficult little track to drive. It drives like a hill climb, if I'm honest. That's another reason I like it. I like hill climbs. Got some nice apex cones out to help a little bit. I like the echo when you go by the building here. Again, feels very much like what you might find in San Francisco in terms of going through Golden Gate Park and some of the buildings that are out that way. Odd little track, though. And I'm probably the only one that would make a connection to San Francisco driving this. If you agree, definitely comment in the video. Because I'd like to know if it's just me being a little bit of a nut and seeing something that isn't here, or if this kind of how you would imagine the San Francisco Golden Gate Park racetrack to be in terms of visuals. It's an interesting thought. That's what happens if you miss your blip. Well, thank you for joining me. I hope this was as much fun as it was for you as it was for me, or something like that. And I appreciate you watching. Comment, like, subscribe, do all sorts of other good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Spaß machen Rennsport.